On this episode of the Atlas Life, we welcome Chloe Lattimer, an ICU nurse working for us out in California. California?
Cali, yeah,
Cali?
Fremont,
California. I bet that's a whole lot warmer than it is here in Omaha right now. Rainey Benoit is her recruiter. Rainey, you want to tell me where'd you meet Chloe and kind of give me some background on her?
Chloe was a referral. She is an ICU nurse. She was referred to me by Taylor Chrisman, another nurse of mine, and she's an incredible nurse, great attitude. We hit it off immediately. Got her a contract within a couple of days, I think, of beginning our search, and yeah, it's her first travel assignment. She's doing really well.
First one.
Yeah.
Awesome. Maybe. First one in California, no less.
Right.
Fantastic.
With Kaiser.
Is she from California?
No, Ohio.
Kaiser. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Daring. That is awesome. I can't wait to talk to her. So, Rainey, thank you so much for being with us here today. And Chloe Lattimer, welcome to the Atlas Life. Chloe Lattimer is with us today. Chloe, thank you for being on the Atlas Life. Tell me a little bit about how you got connected with Rainey, and I believe this is your first travel assignment. Is that correct?
It is, yes. I'm a newbie.
Awesome.
So it was actually really cool. Like we had just mentioned, I used to live in Cincinnati. That's where I was doing like an internship while I was at school. And I worked with a girl briefly at the University of Cincinnati who ended up traveling. And I always pick everyone's brains when it comes to traveling. So I had already talked to a lot of people about their recruiters and everything. And she was like, oh my gosh, this certain recruiter is awesome. Like, you're going to love her. You should talk to her. Like, talk to her. She gives me great pay packages. The company's doing great. Talk to her. And so I talked to her and we just immediately hit it off. And that's how I really just texted that friend, because I knew that she was out in California traveling.
Cool. So yes. Very first travel assignment. How long were you a nurse before you took this first contract? I
graduated in April of 2016.
Okay.
So I have only been a nurse since about May or June of 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Rainey told me she sent you a book.
Yes.
Tell me what that, and you tell me what that book is.
It's like, here.
You are a badass. Let me tell you something. Your first travel contract at a Kaiser facility in California, you are a badass. Like, that is for real.
It was killer. Like, I was very surprised. I think everything kind of like worked itself out in a very cool way. And I've been very happy. But yeah, she saw me reading a book and I asked on Facebook for recommendations. And she's like, I'm sending you it right now.
That is cool. That is great. And so do you like to read? Is that part of your thing?
You know what? I hated reading, like, for the longest time. But recently I've just been like, well, I'm by myself out here too. And I've just been trying to like do different stuff. I don't know. I wanted to fill my mind with other things. I'm always on social media too much, so I've been reading more.
Same here. I way too much. Yeah, that pretty much sums up my life. But I love to read, and I think that's great that she shared that with you. She also said you like to explore. Tell me about that.
Yes, I don't know. I'm always up for trying anything once. Like I'm just constantly, if I have more than a couple of days off, just going somewhere new. I recently went to Napa Valley up here. That's one of my favorite spots to go.
I bet that was great.
Yes, I've been there twice now, but yeah, I'm just always on the road. I feel like my friends are always like, you're always traveling. Like, even when I lived in Ohio, I would always drive somewhere new, but I can't stay still.
But that's half the fun of doing what you do, right?
Yes.
I would think so. Like, I'm pretty, like we had talked about before we started here, it's snowing and probably 25 degrees here in Omaha today. So I would die to be in your shoes there.
You know what though? I'm from Ohio and it was 30 degrees here the other day and 70 degrees in Ohio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So there's nothing. Yeah, all the stereotypes are wrong then.
But I'm very, very thankful to be out here during the winter.
So then, what's next for you? I don't want to jump too far ahead. So where do you want to go next? Like, what would be a fun next contract?
I like this area. I right now have my Cali and my Ohio license. I would be interested in going down south in California because my family actually recently just moved there. Half of my family is there now in LA. So I would be interested in that. But I think I'm going to pick up some more licenses and try some other states out here soon too.
I think that's that would be best, right? I mean, there's a lot to see, and this is the perfect way to do it.
Definitely. Like, I'm getting paid to just explore other areas.
Yeah. Yes. And you've got the right recruiter for it too, because she has that heart, that explorer's heart, and she would get out and do all of that stuff too.
I know. I love that about her.
Yeah. So tell me, what do you think, just starting off in, very first contract travel nursing, what's the hardest part? What's the easiest part? Good, bad? Give me the whole rundown.
So good is that my contract, like you said, it's a Kaiser facility. So I'm very lucky in that because I'm learning like the way that they do things. The good part is I have actually been very surprised. The people that are in charge of scheduling and everything like that, they've been so nice to us. Like from day one, she was like, how do you like to be scheduled? Do you like to have 6 days off? Do you like to work 3 in a row, 2 in a row? Like, how's that? So I've been very lucky in the fact that my birthday was February 2nd and they gave me my birthday off. Like, everything has just been very easy when it comes to scheduling and working our way in, because they really need us and they know that they need us to help them out during this time of year. So they've been pretty accommodating to us so far.
Awesome. And I'll tell you, Kaiser is a difficult place to work, right? I mean, it's a very, very large, very well-known system. Mm-hmm. And so, and I've heard nothing but good things recently. So I think some things, may have changed, right?
Yeah. No offense to them, but that's not the impression that I got whenever I first was coming into it. Yeah.
Oh, trust me, I wouldn't want to offend them either. Like they are a great client, but it's sometimes when companies get very large or systems and hospitals get very large, they lose some of their identity, right? And then I think they've found something again.
Yeah. And so, that's been the good part. And just meeting people, I am such a people person. That's why I even got into nursing. So I just love the different people that you come in contact with. I feel like I like to learn from different types of people. And here in California, there's all sorts of ethnicities, all sorts of ages that I work with. It's just been very cool so far to learn from other people, other travelers, other nurses.
So then what is the hardest part?
I was watching the recent ones you had on YouTube, and I was watching the other people's responses, and I was thinking the hardest part for me is the fact that I'm a new nurse too. I think most people are under the impression that you need to get this amount of experience before you start traveling, and there's truth in that, because you want to go in, you want to be confident, you want to have a certain skill set that you bring to them, but no matter where you go, they're going to require something completely different of you too. So I am an ICU nurse, and I've literally never done anything except for ICU. And so what has been really hard for me is actually just being a floor nurse. And it's not like I had this idea of floor nursing or anything, but it's just the time management and coming in, being confident, but yet everything's new to me completely. I don't at all try, I go in with a confidence, but I don't at all try to pretend I know something if I don't know something. I just find the answers to the questions, but that has been the hardest part, I think.
I can see that like that. And you actually answered my next question there is, only being a nurse now for 2 years and then jumping right into travel. How did you know it was time? Or did you, I guess, did you know?
I don't think that there's an actual time per se. I knew I had to get at least a year. And so I got at least a year before I started talking to Rainey. But I don't know. I had moved to Cleveland. So I started in Cincinnati, and I had moved to Cleveland to go to the Cleveland Clinic because it was a big hospital, like well-known, big teaching hospital.
Mhm.
I had gone up there to get experience. I loved all my coworkers. Like, I still think about them every single day. I see them online, like hanging out and everything, and I'm jealous. But I had gone up there with the idea that I wanted to travel nurse. Like, I knew I wanted to travel nurse before
Mhm.
I even graduated. But so I went up there and got a different skill set and just like practiced putting myself in a different place. And then once I felt like a little more comfortable there, I was like, all right, like what's next? So,
Awesome. And because we get that question a lot, quite honestly, and nurses that want to, 1 year in, 2 years in, less than 5 years generally is, and then you're like, is it really time? And I don't think there is a stock answer for that. I think you just know.
yeah, I think so too. And it's your lifestyle too. You have to like know what you want to get out of it too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
True. So then being in California, so I have to ask, so living in Ohio, coming from University of Cincinnati, correct?
Mhm.
Tell me about this. What is it? Oh my gosh, my brother. So I told my sister-in-law went to University of Cincinnati. So my brother eats this chili, Skyline chili.
It's not even chili.
No, it's not.
It's not. It's like, I don't know. The only time I'll eat it is if it's like late night and literally nothing else is open.
That's, yes.
But people go crazy over it. They have like this other thing too. Oh my gosh, what is it called? It's some sort of like breakfast meat that you like slice off, and there's a couple foods in Cincinnati that are only Cincinnati things.
Like Spam or something?
Similar. I wish I could remember the name.
Ooh.
It's interesting.
The Skyline chili thing, I tried. Like they gave me a can of this stuff, and it was.
Oh, you didn't go to the like restaurant?
No.
Oh.
I have a feeling if we go with them to visit her parents there, if we go on a trip together and stuff, which we do often, he'll drag me to one of those locations.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it would be a better experience for you.
Okay, good, because the stuff in the can was hard to eat.
I'm honestly not sure what you would do with the stuff in the can. Did you just put it over like a hot dog?
No, we put it on spaghetti like they do with the cheese and everything. Like I did it. I looked it up. I watched a YouTube video of how do they do it, and boy, it was terrible.
Yeah, it's a Cincinnati thing for sure.
So speaking of food then, California, you've got a lot of choices. Give me some good places that you've eaten out there. Like what's some of the best food you've had?
Well, you know what? Like right in this area, I'm in Fremont. So right in this area, there's a lot of like killer Indian and Vietnamese food. I like Indian food.
Okay.
Sometimes people are a little afraid to try that, but just like I said, there's different like ethnicities out here.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can get some real authentic food like that.
Awesome.
I can't say I've gone to like, in the city, in San Francisco for my birthday, I went to this rooftop bar and it was very pretty. It was a Mexican restaurant up on the roof and you got to see all of the city. It was really fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love tacos. I'm always looking for the very best taco. Have you had any good tacos out there?
Yes. Like the Mission District. Have you heard of the Mission District? Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. It's so pretty. Everything's so colorful and bright. They have like authentic taco places.
I need to go there then.
Yes. And then the wine.
Well, and that too. Napa Valley. I'm so amazingly jealous that you got to go to Napa Valley. That sounds really cool.
Yeah. There's like way too many things for wine around here. There's a couple different cities lower than Napa Valley, like that are closer to me that I'm going to have to try out.
And now I've heard, I don't know if this is true, and you should definitely try it and then tell us later. I've heard like Napa Valley is great, but then there are other places, like you said, the other wineries that are outside of Napa, and the wine there is better.
Yeah, like, so the hype around Napa, like, you definitely have to go do it. You have to go see it once, but you can find very good stuff. Like, Livermore is near me, and I guess there's a train, and there's, like, 19 wineries or something. That number is probably completely wrong, but there's a bunch of wineries there, and Sonoma, a bunch of different places.
Yeah. Awesome. You'll have to keep us updated on those. So I expect you to go out and do some of that stuff, because that would be awesome.
Yes. You guys should tell me what kind of wine you like and I can just start shipping it.
That could be bad. Let's.
I like to share.
Awesome, awesome. Well, does Rainey drink wine? I guess I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sure she does.
Well, because her birthday is coming up, and I was thinking about that. I was like, I don't know what food preferences she has.
I'll work on that. I'll find out for you.
Yes.
I'll work on that. So, all right. So, last question, and if you watched some of our other videos before, I hope you're prepared for this one because this is as deep as we're gonna get. I promise.
Okay.
So, what's the lesson through all of this that's taken you the longest to learn? It's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
Yeah. And through anything, nursing career, maybe even going back to nursing school, like what is taking you the longest to learn?
I feel like everything, like the whole experience, especially traveling involved, like we said, there's not necessarily a right time. I think you get what you put in is what you're going to get out of the experience. Mm-hmm. I think you have to like come in contact with good people like you guys. Like you have to make an effort to I was talking to Rainey about this. I think a lot of people get into this mindset with travel nursing where they're all about the money and they start to get just greedy with it. And you have to like remember why you started and like remember that like your happiness that you're going to get out of the experience is based on the way that you're looking at things. I think, I don't know. But that's kind of vague. Maybe that didn't answer the question.
That absolutely answered. And I think you're totally right I mean, you can travel for just the money and that's fine, but will you truly be happy?
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like I'm out here by myself. Like it would get lonely if I just did it for money and all I did was work, I think. Right. And so I've already, I mean, I'm a night shifter too. So you get like stuck in that. And if you get stuck in that mindset, a lot of people get into this negative mindset. Like I'm just here to show up and get my money. And like, I'm trying not to be that way. I'm trying to.
I think as long as you continue to live the way you're living, have fun while you're doing it, and just have that same outlook, I don't think you'll go wrong.
Yeah. And I think I've already come in contact, like travelers have a different feel about them. Like I've already come in contact with a lot of awesome people, and I think it's a really good gig that more people should do.
That is the perfect place to end. You are absolutely right. So I love the fact that Rainey couldn't stop talking about you, how just the relationship that you guys have. I love that. And that really says something about, it says something about her, right? But it also says something about you, and that connection means something to you. Yeah,
no, like shameless plug. Like I was about the time, sorry to continue, but about the timing of things, you were asking me like, how did you know it was the right time? Like I was already starting to be like, oh shoot, like, am I ready? Like, should I get another lease in Cleveland? Should I stay another year, put another year into it? But I met Rainey at like the perfect time. And what I envisioned was like getting one recruiter and like sticking with that one recruiter and having them know me and what I like. And I had heard from other people that they don't do that, which is whatever. But I had started getting discouraged about it until I like met her. And then I was like, all right, let's do this.
Like, there you go. Yeah, you can. I think, and we have encouraged, like look at multiple companies, right? I mean, there are a lot of good companies out there, and I would absolutely encourage that. But when you found that connection with Rainey that you have, that's fantastic.
Yes, and I've been nothing but happy so far with Atlas. So
awesome. I really appreciate that. So
yes, it's good to meet you.
It was nice to meet you too, and thank you for doing this today. I appreciate it. Have fun out there. Keep us updated on the places that you go. I can't wait to hear the stories.
Thank you. And you guys let me know what kind of wine you like.
I definitely will. All right, Chloe, thank you so much. We'll see you on the road.
Thank you so much.
All right.